10-man tag team chaos erupted tonight as the MFTs clashed with the unlikely alliance of Shinsuke Nakamura, Matt Cardona, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, and Apollo Crews, making his return to the SmackDown ring. It was one of those matches that delivered solid action from start to finish. Maybe not an instant classic, but far from a disappointment. Originally, it looked like we were headed toward a fiery showdown between Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. But before things could escalate, Solo and the rest of the crew got involved, backup arrived, and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis made the 10-man tag official. In the end, the MFT stood tall, with Tama Tonga pinning Carmelo Hayes. So now the question has to be asked, does that victory put Tama Tonga in line for a United States Championship opportunity? The bigger narrative continues to revolve around Solo's mission, the MFTs holding every piece of championship gold. But just when it seemed like they were celebrating momentum, the lights went out. The Wyatt Six appeared in the crowd among the fireflies, sending chills through the arena. At first, I wasn't sold. I wanted something more impactful this week. But as the night unfolded, it started to click. Solo later discovered a disturbing image left backstage. His own head designed as a lantern, a clear callback to how Bray Wyatt used to carry his lantern to the ring. It screams Dexter Lumis energy. And honestly, I love that they're slowly peeling back the layers of each Wyatt Six member. Lumis' unsettling, obsessive nature fits perfectly here. That said, after last week's abduction angle, I expected a bit more follow-up. They were seemingly kidnapped, and now they're just back. At least Ilya Dragunov threw some fuel on the fire by telling Solo that his men abandoned him. What I'm craving is the true psychotic edge of the Wyatt Six. That lantern should be sacred. It belonged to Bray. If Solo is mocking that legacy, the Wyatt Six should be relentless. I want chaos. I want obsession. I want them fighting like that lantern is the most precious relic in WWE. Elsewhere on the show, Alexa Bliss secured her spot in the Women's Elimination Chamber by defeating Julia and Zelina Vega in a triple threat match. Before that, Charlotte Flair attempted to smooth things over following the Royal Rumble, gifting Alexa black roses and a signed photo of herself. The blame may have been shifted toward Nia Jax, but there's still tension there. If both Alexa and Charlotte qualify for the chamber, that friction could explode inside the structure. Zelina debuted a new entrance theme tonight, though it's essentially Aleister Black's presentation. It's definitely an upgrade from the generic music she had before. Aleister also cut a promo aimed at Randy Orton, teasing what might happen if Cody Rhodes wins. It's giving major Karrion Kross vibes, trying to drag Orton back into that darker mindset. The women's tag title match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and Lash Legend and Nia Jax ended in chaos. The bell rang, possibly a DQ or count out, but everything broke down afterward. Lash sent Rhea through the barricade, and Io nearly missed driving Nia through a table with a crossbody. The table broke. It looked brutal, and honestly, this feud feels destined for a hardcore stipulation. Kit Wilson delivered what might have been the most awkward poetic segment ever before being interrupted by R-Truth, who, to be fair, was hilarious. From that segment, Nick Aldis announced that Damian Priest will attempt to qualify for the chamber next week against Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Carmelo and Trick sharing the ring again? I'm tuning in. Speaking of Trick Williams, what a reaction. The whoop that Trick chants drowned out his theme. He verbally tore into Sami Zayn and Rey Fenix, and the crowd loved every second of it. Trick beat Rey Fenix, and at this point, WWE has to consider turning him babyface. The reactions are undeniable. Chelsea Green's ankle injury is legitimate. She broke it last week, but she appeared tonight in a customized wheelchair. Reports say she won't miss much time, which is encouraging. At least the character remains on TV. Jade Cargill defended the Women's World Championship against Jordynne Grace in a match that honestly could have headlined the show. Jade retained, then issued a warning to Liv Morgan, who appeared with Raquel and Dominic, complete with heart-shaped chicken nuggets. Jade and Rhea also had a tense stare-down. If Rhea wins the chamber, could we see Jade versus Rhea at WrestleMania? That's money. Over in TNA, NXT's Ariana Grace captured the Knockouts Championship. Huge moment for her. Johnny Gargano continues spiraling without Tommaso Ciampa, now in AEW. Candice LeRae says she'll fix things, But where this leads is anyone's guess. The main event saw Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn in a triple threat chamber qualifier. Jacob had it won, until Drew McIntyre interfered, power bombing him through the announce table. Drew tried to hand Sami the victory by dragging him onto Cody, but Cody kicked out. When Drew returned to attack again, Sami made the honorable choice, hitting Drew with the hell of a kick that allowed Cody to capitalize and secure the win. Cody is heading to the Elimination Chamber. Not Jacob, not Sami. But what if Sami hadn't done the right thing? That's the bigger story. Maybe doing the right thing never works for Sami Zayn. Maybe that long-teased heel turn needs to happen sooner rather than later. SmackDown moves to Sci-Fi again next week, and Kit Wilson faces Obafemi. Good luck with that one. Overall, I'm giving this episode a 7 out of 10. Solid, but it felt like they were holding something back. Let me know your thoughts below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the recap, and subscribe for more wrestling breakdowns. I'll catch you next time.